Hey guys, Crystal here. Tanya, one of my students from Silhouette for Lasers course, had a question and I wanted to help her out with this SVG that she's been struggling with for too long. So we're going to make it easy on her. So first thing I'm going to do is, it looks like this graphic is pretty small. So I'm going to zoom way in and you can probably see pretty quickly right here, this H is what she wants to fix. She had cropped it in another file. She wants to fix the H in hello to make a new graphic. So first what we need to do is, since everything is grouped together, you can see that ungroup is an option. So first we're going to ungroup everything until we're going to ungroup basically until we get that H by itself. Now before we get to the H, I see that there's the box around this random piece that we can't even see. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that and make sure that it doesn't cause any issues or an extra cut or anything, just to make sure we don't add to the problems. There we go. Let's see if there's anything else. Alright, I think we're good. So as far as the H goes, what I believe will be the easiest is to duplicate the H, flip it horizontally because it looks pretty proportionate on each side. So let's do that first. She was having trouble when she welded this top of the H back onto the rest of the H. She was having a line that went in between. So I'm not sure if she overlapped it enough, but I'll show that way as well, just to make sure she was missing any steps as far as that method goes. So I'm gonna zoom in even more because my eyeballs are old. Going to click on the H and I'm gonna do Control C and Control F. That is going to paste in front. I'm also going to change the color to black just so that we can be able to see the two H's a little bit easier. Then I'm going to right click, flip horizontally. I'm going to go ahead and move this little top hat over here for now. So then I'm going to click on the duplicated H that we have, and I'm just going to arrow that over until we get it pretty close to lined up. Then I'm going to zoom in even more and see, it looks like we got a pretty good H. What I see could be an issue is down here, there's like a little notch in that H at the bottom on the right hand side and then also on the left hand side. So we might need to just manually fix those nodes after we weld these two. So then really the next step is just to select them both. So you can either left click on your mouse and drag and choose them both, or you can hold down your shift key, select the black one, and then also select the red one, and then they're both selected. And then we hit right click and weld. And there we go. And then it also looks like, I don't think she did that on purpose, but the H isn't in line with the rest of the letters. So I'm gonna move that up real quick, and then I'll make sure to align all of those. But I wanna fix this part of the H first really quick. Just gonna do some node editing. Just click on here. I'm gonna delete all these extra ones until it looks good. That actually looks pretty good right there. And delete this little notch here. Undo that. There we go, that's good. And back over here to do the same thing. And if I didn't mention it already, you can either go into your point editing menu. The other way I do it is just simply double clicking on whatever I want to edit and then select the nodes that I want to adjust or delete. I think we're good there. So now let's make sure I'm going to select all of these letters. It's going to be hard because they're different heights and stuff. So it might just be better to do this visually, but I'm going to center align them, align middle, and see how that looks. I think that looks okay. And then now, I'm not sure if you want this little notch here, Tanya. So you'd either need to adjust the nodes on the end, or maybe do, I think, an offset of the margarita glass would be good, because that looks like what you have, I mean, here, but not here. I would personally do an offset. About that would be good. But I'm gonna leave it and let Tanya do that, or Tanya, let me know if you need any help messing with the offsets. But I think that's pretty much it. You just need to make sure that you weld any overlapping things that you leave, like the H on the P, or you'd need to do an offset to match what's here in pension so that it flows through the design. Let me go ahead and save this version. I'm going to leave it ungrouped for you, Tanya, so that you can make any additional changes that you want to make. I'm going to copy and paste this into a new file and then save that for her. This is also a trick that I use when I want to keep this final version, but I also want to go back and mess with something, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and mess with that H, so this way I don't lose the final version that I have right now. I can go back and mess with it and see, you know, how I like that version, or maybe make a second version. There might be an easier way, but that's just what I do. So let's go all the way back to the beginning for all the node editing. So this way is a little bit more tedious because you just want to make sure that you get it lined up, but you can just pull this down, and then I like to get it close and then nudge it with my mouse. So we probably want to get in line there. That looks pretty good. And then in order to join those two, we just select them both by either selecting the left mouse key and dragging, or hitting shift and then clicking on them both. I hit right click and weld, and that didn't weld. Hold please. Now I see what Tanya was talking about. So let's take a look and get a little closer. That is so interesting. Okay, I'm gonna back out, and before I weld it, let's remove the fill and just add a line. I'm sorry, but I'm a little stumped. I don't understand how this could be a filled shape when it doesn't have a bottom. Okay, so let's open node editing. Okay, we can't. So let's ungroup it. So it's ungrouped as far as I can go. And then, wow. I'm kind of amazed here. I've never seen an open shape filled, but there's a new time for everything, I guess. Okay, so you definitely want to close this first, and that's why when she welded it initially that it didn't work. So I'm going to try and select this open node here. I'm zoomed in as far as I can go, so this should be fun. I'm going to add a little notch right above it so that I can stretch this one over. Okay, and then double click, and then we need to get rid of that extra little node that's right there. So strange. Not exactly sure what was going on there or what you did when you broke it the first time, but I think we're good now, so let's drag this down. All right, slow down. So obviously the first way we did it is probably gonna be the best way to get a seamless shape of the H. All right, that looks to be pretty close to in line to me. So now let's try and weld them again. I'm going to select both, right click, weld. There we go. Let me just have a little bit of cleanup here too. Okay, there we go. The notches are gone. And then fill this back in with red. And go ahead and remove the line color. And then you just need to go through and line this back up again. I do see that you had like an offset cut out here from pension, and doing it the other way where you copy and paste the same H on top of each other, we lost that offset, so you just need to go back through and add that in to this version right there. If you need any help with that, let me know, but hopefully this was helpful. As always, let me know if you have any questions. You can join the free Facebook group called Silhouette for Lasers and All Things Riley Black. And then soon, enrollment for my course will be open again. I'm going to be adding some extra lessons and enhancements, and then I'll hopefully have that open again in May or June. But that's it for today. I just waved at the non-camera. I hope you guys have a good week. Bye.